Hello, welcome back to the Grandshelt Knights podcast, and I am your host Panda for this week. And this week we got Kuja
Hello?
and Awesome.
How's it going?
Zero is unable to join us this week for work reasons. This week is quite the interesting week we've gotten in a couple of weeks in a way, if you would say so.
I'm sad.
I know you want.
You're always sad.
I wanted to explore Eileen and she came with Yuraisha and JP, so...
Well, she didn't technically. They didn't get Explorer Eileen.
Anyways, new banners, 2 new trials, we get a rerun with an amazing weapon, and also we get some brand new enhancements for some old units.
Which apparently
So,
are broken good.
Yeah, this week we'll be talking about that. And for people that are here on the live channel, please feel free to give your thoughts on what we say. So we're going to be starting off on this brand new banner, which has Ishil, Francis, Yuraisha, and Karlette. Let's start off with this banner with Ishil.
So
Yeah.
Ishil is your run-of-the-mill garbage 3-star unit. His TMR is actually pretty terrible. It's Assault Shema? I don't know. It's a
Shema.
Shema.
Shma.
Gotta say it with like the like, at the end. Shema.
Oh,
So, but anyway, it's an attack 20, spirit 20, and 50% silence resistance. So this is booty tier. It's terrible.
Well, it's a hat at least, and 20 attack isn't atrocious.
It's a hat. Oh, it's a hat. I thought it was a accessory, but it's that's not that good.
I mean, it's not great. I agree with you, but because
There's
it's a
free
hat.
hats that are better than this. I don't know.
Okay, not everybody has the option to get those hats anymore. I mean, the only hat I can think of that's always available is the one that requires you to go through Madam's Manor, and that's 15 attack with evasion on it. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not bad.
He's bad. He is bad though.
Oh, he's really bad.
yeah.
He's
The only thing he doesn't even have any chaining moves is one thing
Nope.
that was hurts him pretty badly.
Nah, he's just there's almost 0 point talk about him. He's so bad.
Well, you would say that, but there's people out there like Sinzar that make use of him.
I don't think Sinzar can even make use of this guy. He
Like,
No.
Again, which I said, you never know.
yeah, he did
LB
never know.
is so bad.
Well, at least it's a single hit, so 7.2 with a single hit's not atrocious.
Yeah, but that debuff is so bad.
Anyways, moving on from this is going to be Francis. He has a TMR of Hard Gauntlet, which is a attack 40, defense 3, HP by 10%, and resisting blind. You may say that this is a bad TMR, but I've seen some uses
No, it's fine.
In JB, which you may say, oh no, it's bad. No, it's pretty good for certain
It's not
units.
bad. It's fine. It's about average. You're basically getting Desh's earrings. You're sacrificing 5 attack for
10%
10%
HP.
HP, which isn't bad.
I'd rather have Dash's earrings.
Same, but I mean, it's not bad. There's a lot worse.
Yeah, there's worse.
Hey,
It chills. TM.
this unit here, he doesn't chain with anyone. He doesn't have any chaining moves.
Not really. No.
It just seems
pretty much-
weird. This character feels like a really old character, because like Blade Blitz, Searing
Eye
Sash,
strike.
I mean, it just feels like an old unit that's released way late. Because
Yeah.
it just feels like, oh, this is back in the meta when we actually thought Blade Blitz was amazing.
Well, he's also feels like an old unit because he doesn't do anything. Every single one of the old new units do. He doesn't do anything like good, really, at all.
He has no
He's a-
standout features.
He would have been a good damage dealer 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when Luna was a good damage dealer.
He should stay in the past.
I mean, what's his LB like? Oh my god, his LB's even...
Oh, it's 10 times.
It's actually... Eh.
Eh.
Well, he does have imperils in his kit, so... A fire imperil, that is. So, besides that...
Yeah.
Decent... Pretty decently bad 4-star and 3-star unit for this banner, which is an easy skip
Yeah.
for them. But next up is Yuraisha, the one that so many people have been waiting for, but yet we have Zargaboth.
Yeah, I don't understand why people are like, oh, she's so good.
Well, her buff
was
is
waiting for
170%, so it is
Yeah,
a
but
nice boost, but...
I don't know, I still prefer Zargaboth over her, and it's not that close in my opinion. But so her TM is Wisdom of Hess. It's a materia which gives you 20% MP, 40% spirit, and it gives you a buff of 20 defense and spirit per turn.
Why did they even bother adding that?
I mean, it's there if you don't have any other buffs, but you're using her and she's a buffer.
That's why I don't understand why they even have it.
Her STMR is really good.
Oh yeah, her STMR's
It's a
Baller.
Yuraisha's hairpin, which gives you 34 defense, 95 spirit, 30% HP. It's a hat, gives you the buff of Yuraisha's hairpin, which is a auto regen every turn.
Which is a 1,800 HP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, that's the highest spirit stat on a hat since Kryla's hat. Yeah.
Kryla's hat gives you element resistances, and this gives you HP.
Yeah. So this one's more consistently good, but elemental's always really nice to have. Can't pass up elemental.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So her stats are fairly good.
Yeah, for a buffer, yeah. She's got good spirit. She's got pretty good defense, actually.
She's got a good MP too. She gets up to
And her-
350 base, so I mean that's usually the thing I always hurt with when it comes to buffers is their MP.
Yeah, especially when you're double casting abilities that are expensive. Well, hers aren't too expensive.
70 MP is pretty expensive. 110.
Yeah, but a lot of her other abilities aren't.
That's true. But I mean, she's got a nice boost compared to Nicole. Her single stat buffs are 120%. Isn't that about the same though?
Single stats are what, 100, 110, you said?
120.
120. They're better than his. I think his are 110.
Okay, I couldn't remember. It's been a while since I've looked at his percentages.
Yeah, and the main thing that you're looking at here that kind of makes her stand out a little bit is she has physical mitigation and magic mitigation, as well as having the regular all mitigation. So
It's still pretty low,
good
though.
on a buffer.
30 and 20%.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but again,
on one unit, it does help.
mhm.
But I mean, for example, it's good that she has both options, because if you have a tank that only does physical, then you can put straight up mitigation, or if you have a tank that has just straight up mitigation, you can put physical or magical, depending on what kind of unit it is. So it is nice. I like the fact that her refresh has a buff on top of it. I mean, it's spirit, but still.
Yeah,
It's still pretty good in a way.
Oh, I know. That's why I said I like the fact that it's attached to a thing. It's also split over 3 turns, so.
Right. I mean, she's pretty solid as a buffer. I mean, again, it's a lot of the same stuff the other buffers have. And I think what it seems like also is her abilities cost less, but it's a lot of the time at the expense of her HP. So, I mean,
Well, I mean, you also have to look at
That
this.
big of
She
a
can
deal?
steal attack and magic breaks from her allies and defensive
Yep.
spirit breaks, similar to how Seaside Nicole did.
and that's
Um,
very useful.
I don't know if that could be dual casted though. Yes, it can be. So you could dual cast that and gather both of it.
Yep.
So I mean, she's got a lot of uses. Because then she can also remove all stats from from one enemy. That's not from herself.
Yeah. She's good. Is she better than Zargaboth? I don't think so.
Yeah,
'Cause-
personally, I don't think so either because
You know,
Zargaboth has stop resistance.
And
Which is
50% mitigation is so nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
50% mitigation is worth the 30% or no 20% drop in stats.
I agree. But again, to me,
There are
she's
people
extremely good if you do not have Zargaboth. She is definitely an upgrade to Nicole.
Oh yeah.
The only thing she really has over Zargaboth is the fact that she can steal breaks from her teammates, and she can give
Yep.
killers.
Yep. But the killers, it's 50% to beast and demons. So, you know,
I mean, those are good things to have killers too. So,
yeah.
but it's
And
only to
also-
one ally though. That's the thing I don't like about it.
Zargaboth also has, but you can dual cast it.
Well, yeah, but you
Just-
can't switch allies. So unless you fight something that's, I mean, I guess you could try to do the dual
No, but
cast trick.
you could dual cast it on multiple people, right?
You would have to do the dual cast trick like people do with the spell, but
Why you couldn't? You can't you target? You should be able to target one person with this. Use it again and target a different unit. Why wouldn't you be able to do that?
oh yeah, you're right. Similar to how
Yeah.
it is. I don't know why I was thinking like the enemies.
Yeah, but I
Anyways,
mean, again,
she's also resistant to stop though, Panda.
Oh,
Yeah, but-
really?
Yeah.
Zarg gives stop resistance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, he
gives-
gives it. Sorry, I thought you said he was resistant to it.
Zargaboth also, even though his elemental resistance is 10% less, but it's to every element rather than just
2 or 4.
4. Yeah, she does 4.
Well, the thing that's really fantastic about her though is her LB. That is extremely nice.
It's good, but it's still not as good as Zargaboth's LB.
The only thing I find that is really nice about her LB is that LB fill rate added to it. And sometimes barriers are extremely useful when it comes to passing through
Thresholds.
thresholds, yes. So, I mean, the only problem with it is it doesn't heal as well as do that. If it healed while doing this, it'd be very nice, but if you're just adding a barrier, if you took damage beforehand, you're not adding extra HP as well, so it just, you're only getting 3,000.
Right.
So.
So again, she's very good. She's better than Nicole. Not as good as Zargaboth, pretty much.
Again, they're different scenarios, but
Yeah.
I would prefer Zargaboth over her, but I could see why people are excited about her.
Yeah, people are excited for her because, like, certain people like Velociraptor, he doesn't have.
Well, some people would use her over Zargaboth too, because
yes, like there are certain fights where you would use her over Zarg, but
Yep.
for certain people they still just want to stick with Zarg. And it's also like a different change, like say like, hey, I don't want to go for attack and I just want to turtle it, so I'll take Seaside Nicole. I'll
No.
go for balanced stats buffs. I'll go for normal Nicole. I'll go for stats and stop resistance. I'll go with Zarg.
yeah, again,
There's
like I said,
different
it's just
ways-
people. That's why I'm not saying she's worse than Zargaboth. I would prefer to use Zargaboth because I feel like he's more consistent and all around. She just does a few things better, like the buff, for example.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, I guess on to
we're gonna talk about now is Karlette. Carletto, Roberto.
Yep. So I think she's the
The
prize of
third
this banner
pay
honor,
to
honestly.
win character in JP.
That's not pay to win here,
Thank
which
God.
is very nice.
Hype.
So her TMR got a pretty significant buff compared to JP. It's called Magic Charger. It's 100% magic true double hand. That's very good. So good for a lot of different units. Her STMR is Red Hellebore, which is a 60 attack, 60 magic, 29 defense, and 20% MP hat. That's also extremely nice.
Brady Baller.
Isn't that the best hat in the game currently for, well, especially for hybrids, but for magic
GP.
too?
For any damage dealer, yes.
Even physical?
Yeah.
I don't
Highest
know.
attack hat or
Yeah, but
helmet
I would
is
look at
52.
the killers on, what's her face's hat would probably give it an edge, but that's my opinion. Eileen's, because it has 3 killers on it.
Anyway, her TMR and her STMR are so good because she was a pay-to-win unit. And I think the main reason they buffed Magic Charger was because it's not stackable in global. In JP, you could stack it. That's why they gave it
Well, wasn't
the
it
extra
50,
25%.
was it 50%? Oh, it was 75 before?
It was 75, and they made it
Yeah.
100 here because it's not stackable, which is good. I mean, it's basically Magic Buster style.
Which is really nice.
Yeah, especially since it's a lot harder to get Magic Double Hand.
Well, in global we did have a lot more units that had match double hands, so...
Oh yeah, we do, but I mean, again, it's still there's not that many. I mean, you have, Kaliva, you have
Frybia, Chin,
Magna,
Magna, and...
you have choose a limited time unit, you have Fravia's STMR.
Grimlord Sakura.
Grimlord
her
Sakura,
STMR.
her STMR, yeah.
So I mean, it's still pretty rare. It's not like true double hand, which is not that rare anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty common now.
Yep. But anyway, she's a hybrid damage dealer. Her stats are pretty solid. She's got many different chaining families. She can chain with quick hit, which is meh.
Well, it kind of sucks that she has, like, all different elements attached to the chaining families. Be nice.
Yeah. Well,
Well, because then you
I
just
mean, she's got her wind abilities, AT frames.
same with
Her lightning abilities, there's also AT frames, and she's also got a areola ray. Now, this move was, I would consider it buffed in global. The modifier was lowered, but she's able to dual cast it, where she wasn't able to dual cast that ability in JP.
Yep, now she matches her partner, which is Lunera.
Well,
because Lunera is
well,
lightning and light,
yeah. So,
and Lunera and JP could not dual cast.
So yay.
yeah, I mean, and she can unlock triple cast. She actually has a little bit of utility there, because she can do magic and physical mitigation, which is nice.
She can give herself MP back, so you don't need to worry about, like... I mean, you would have to take a turn off to do it, but...
It's still
Yeah.
something you can do.
Yeah, it also gives her triple cast while she's doing that as well, so...
Yep. And
Sure.
while she's a red mage, she's got access to some healing, some raising, some bar abilities, so some green magics, and some regular black magics. So she can cover a wide variety of elements and do some pretty good damage too.
Yeah, she's got a nice finisher, 36 times modifier.
on her LB, right?
No, that's one of her cooldown skills. It's available turn 4, but still, that's a pretty high modifier.
Mm-hmm. And she's also able to do a nice debuff turn 1 too.
Yep. So if you're using someone like Beatrix, she'd be a nice
Cough,
partner to
cough,
have.
cough.
Mm-hmm.
Does Beatrix? What chaining family does Beatrix have?
AT.
AT.
Yeah. So, but if you were gonna use Beatrix as a breaker, you probably wouldn't care. So.
Yeah.
Right, because you kind of have to keep refreshing the break so that it stays up.
Yep. But anyways, still.
Yeah.
She can break the first turn because Beatrix can't break first turn. And 70% is a freaking nice break. Especially for a damage dealer.
And her LB is very good. It's high modifier with elemental debuff while also giving her MP back. So it's not much to complain about there for a damage dealing LB. It's pretty solid.
Her passives are pretty decent too. Seems kind of funny that they give her the ability to equip a rod. They get bonuses for equip a rod when it doesn't look like she equips a rod. Her sprite.
Oh well, I mean she does. She can equip a rod, but
Yeah. I mean, the big real thing that sucks is if you wanted to build her attack, you have to equip a spear, and then her TMR gives her triple hand magic. Okay. I mean, it's only 25% difference, I guess. But her true double hand, how much does she have?
I mean, does she really need?
She has 100% true double hand built into her kit, so.
Right. But what I'm saying is that if you're building her for attack, right, which you're probably not going to want to do anyway, you're probably going to want to build her for magic regardless and only use her that way. But again, if you're going to build her for attack, you probably don't even need her TMR. I mean, maybe
Why?
you do.
That gives her 50% true dual wield on both things.
True double hand.
Yeah,
But yeah, you're right.
And it gives her auto cast, triple cast at the beginning of the battle. And it gives her 30% attack magic, so you definitely would want it. It's just it's not as good. And anyways, if you're gonna build her attack, you'd probably do a mixture of attack and magic. Mostly just focus on attack though in the end, I guess.
Well, yeah, you're just gonna, the chance of having it, you're gonna have decent magic regardless of how you build it, probably.
Oh, and when she hits 120, she's actually her merciless skill. The
It's 5
AT
times
change,
modifier.
yeah, it's 11 times modifier, which is actually good.
Pretty crazy.
That is very crazy for an AT chaining family.
AR.
Which it can,
Sorry, AR.
it can be, and it can be dual and triple casted.
Yeah, but the thing I'm looking at is look at most AR chainers. Their modifiers are usually like 3. So having an 11 times modifier is a huge buff.
Yep.
And the only thing that really kind of sucks is that I guess it's not the thing that really sucks. Yeah, I mean, there's not really anything that sucks about her.
No.
She's pretty good.
Yep.
It just, I know it sucks. The thing that sucks is unlike Frivia, she can't do decrease the resistance and do her attack at the same turn.
Oh yeah, that is true.
So you have to do 2 separate skills, which is going to kind of make it more difficult if you're chaining her with another AT chainer. Because you're going to want to break your resistance first. So if you're doing triple cast, for example, in the beginning, you're not going to want to chain her first skill, or chain them together. You're going to want to have to do the weight through the first skill, which is going to be much more harder. Much more harder. I'm starting to talk like evil. Much more difficult to chain, unless you're using a macro.
Sure.
Just pointing it out. Just kind of, that's That's the only thing that I think that really sucks about it, is just because if you're using her to chain with AT, you can't expect it to do well the first chain. And it only lasts 2 turns. So you're going to be basically doing it every other turn. Because that break is extremely nice. Unless you have another person breaking elements. Yeah, that's the only thing I can say that kind of sucks about her. More breaks though. Who can complain about that?
Nope.
Yeah, it's still pretty
So-
nice to have.
Yeah, she's solid.
So-
Not broken, but she's pretty solid.
So what do you guys think of this banner? Would you guys pull on this banner? Would you...
I did already because I wanted Karlette for her TMR.
Yeah, same here.
Well, I'm saying
Yep.
for like everyone else.
If you're
I
building
mean-
mages and they're true double hand, Karlette's TMR is really good, but the 4 and 3 stars are just really bad. So it's hard for me to say do it.
Yeah, I mean, they're both kind of luxuries. You definitely don't need them. If you're saving up, I'd probably skip this banner. But I really wanted Karlette's TMR, so pull for her.
If you need a buffer and you also want the true double hand and you're willing to kind of go a little ham, then I would probably go for it because the 12k banners are good in my opinion.
Oh yeah, they're both very good.
So
there's
I mean, I wouldn't go too ham on the, like, if you don't get any luck in 12k banners, because you know how it is with the 11k and 12k banners. It's usually you get one or you get a bunch or nothing.
Yep.
I mean, there is a guaranteed 5-star, but you're not guaranteed to get Yuraisha or Karlette for it.
Nope.
So
I can attest to that.
I would say if you're going for tickets, you might want to kind of just, because the 3 and 4-star unit for this banner are just, I don't really even care for their TMRs either. You probably already got
both.
something that can compete with them.
Yep.
So it's hard to say to pull because of those two. But if you're really needing a buffer and you don't have any other buffers, and you're okay with magic true double hand, then this is a good banner.
Yep. It's a good banner, not great.
Just depends on
Yeah.
what you need.
Yeah, both 5 stars are
Yeah.
really good in this, so I can't say not to pull. It's just
Right,
it's
and
too bad that they don't have anything to follow with it.
Yeah, and with Axstar and Xenogears on the way, it's harder to say this is a great pull.
And if you have UOC tickets, you could also UOC these
UOC,
when
yeah.
they're gone. So that's another
Yep.
reason I wouldn't necessarily say go pull. If you need either of these, you could just UOC it, because those 3 and 4 star are bad.
It just mainly depends on your needs. So, moving on, we're going to be talking about is the brand new enhancements for Bosch, Balthier, Conchira.
That's basically it. I mean, the rest
Well,
of them are
yeah.
whatever.
I mean,
Seymour.
I still think Camille is a good character if you're going to be using a quick hit chainer and you need a second partner. She's easy to get. She's got okay modifiers. She's not a bad character for a 3-star, and she just gets a little bit stronger. She gets more attack, she gets aquatic killer and stone killer, and she gets modifiers that give her better breaks to not ailments, but elements, and more damage. Can't complain about that. Waka? Yeah. He's not good.
It's Waka.
It's Waka, he's still terrible. Not even his TMR is good in my opinion. I've never really used Vayne.
No, you still probably won't use Vayne.
Yeah. And
I think Ascension has Divine Urination chaining or something like that. One of them does.
And there's Drace, which, if you're okay
Again.
with random breaks, she's got an 80% in peril. Other than that, I don't see anybody really using her. Seymour, again, nothing spectacular or useful about him.
Yeah,
Nah, I mean, again, that's nothing really useful. You're not going to use him usually.
I agree.
most likely you really won't.
That's why I'm just
Well,
like, I was just quickly going through him. It's like,
yeah, and Garnet is just a better summoner than him.
yeah,
she's
she's easy
like
to
a
get
year
to.
and a half older. So,
But yeah, the only unit below the 5 stars that I think is good is Camille, because she's got 2 chaining families. Pile Driver's kind of dead, but Quick Hit is still common. I'm not a fan of Quick Hit, but
Quick Hit sucks.
I agree.
Let's just...
I agree. I'm just saying, it is an option if you need it. So, to Conchera then.
Who's
You guys
actually
like
got good
Conchera.
enhancements.
You
Yeah.
guys have sense to Conchera, so I'll let you guys talk about it.
She's another areola ray chainer, and her modifier goes up to 16 times, which is really good. She also gets a couple of global exclusive buffs and like kind of tweaks. Her damage went way up on her areola ray, which I believe is brand new. I don't think JP had that at all.
They also decreased the cost.
No, they increased the cost.
They increased the cost. Sorry, I thought it said decrease.
Her cooldown got a buff. This
Which is a
cooldown went
7-star skill.
which went from being meh to being incredibly good. As a supporty type ability, you can do 150% defense and spirit gives you really good survivability for 4 turns. Plus, it gives you fire, lightning, water, wind, and light resistance by 100%.
For 4 turns?
For 4 turns. That's really good.
That's really
I mean, she can't keep it up permanently, but it's pretty good.
If you're going through a threshold, thumbs up. Then her damage got a huge boost.
Yeah, because she got some true dual wield passives that weren't there with JP, which makes her significantly better than she was over there. She also gets buffs to her killers, which makes her just melt. I believe it's demons and beasts, or no, it's beast, humans, and fairies. Sorry.
Also, I don't remember the HP being in JP, the 30% HP.
I'm not sure, but I know that she didn't have the true dual wield increase. So that's going to give her a significant boost in damage.
Yeah, it's extremely good. And she's extremely easy to cap at 400% now, especially because you're most likely going to be using a sword and a rod, and that's 120% just right there. So,
yep,
she'll be a very easy unit to build, especially if it's going to be a secondary unit right now.
Yep, and she's going to do good damage. So it's not like, because before, the reason why a lot of people didn't use her was because her damage was kind of low. But now,
I kind of wish they would have given her a bit of a bigger boost to the dual wield, the true dual wield they did, but I mean, I can't really complain that they did give her a boost in general. I don't think she can keep up with some of the newest characters, but she is significantly better. I think if they made it 40%, she'd be much more competitive, but
yeah, probably.
beggars can't be choosers.
So, do you guys, did you really think that surprised you on the enhancements for her?
Oh yeah, especially the rising elements.
They're way better than they were in JP.
They made her competitive.
Yeah,
that's true.
She was just gonna get the same old enhancements she did in JP, but
I mean,
these
if
are
you're using an
significantly-
areola ray family, I mean, she does have a lot of elements, but they don't chain with anything other than herself. So unless you got a lot of money and Chris, and you're gonna enhance 2 of them, use her, 2 of her. The only thing you're really gonna use the chain with is her aerial array.
Yeah.
'Tis true.
'Tis true.
Moving on to the next.
Bosh.
I am Bosch. from Dalmaskia.
I think his enhancements are just kind of mediocre.
I like the break resistance added to his guards. I really
But those
do.
were there. Those were there in JP, but that's
I
all
know.
it did.
It's still nice to have. is
It's
what we're
still
Yeah.
extremely good to have.
I just think there should have been more. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, truthfully, I don't care about the defensive buff. I wish it would have gotten a little bit stronger. I agree, but again, the break resistance is fantastic because if you're using him, he puts break resistance while guarding, and that's extremely useful. So you
Yeah,
have
but
a lot less to worry about.
I'm thinking that they could have gone and increased the damage mitigation on the cover.
Well, that would be nice because the fact that he doesn't have
He doesn't have any
provoke
mitigation.
to give extra mitigation, but
Yeah.
again, still, where he is right now, in my opinion, is much better because his break resistances are attached to the skills that they'd be attached to. So if you're protecting against defense, you're not going to get broken with your defense, which
Right.
means he's going to be
Right.
much more survivable in situations where a break is going to occur, because breaks hurt you badly. Dealing with breaks is really annoying, and there's not a whole lot of units that can clear it. You do have units like Nicole and Yuraisha and Seaside Nicole and Aiko, but I don't know of how many other units remove breaks.
Volca can.
Volga can? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there are units that have that, but they're all 5-star units, so just having him do it for himself while doing this,
really nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
it makes him much more usable, in my opinion.
Yep.
I agree. The more uses for that's what they're trying to pull off here, is that they're trying to get more uses off these units.
The units, yeah. I mean, and I think his breaks are kind of just mediocre. The thing is, they're there, but they're not replacing.
Oh no, they wouldn't replace anyone's.
breaker.
Yeah.
Because breaks are too low and unreliable, and as being a tank, it's way more unreliable. So
No,
that,
I agree.
That's why his cooldown for me is just kind of meh. It's nice to have the break there.
Well, he does
but-
have a really good break, but it's on his cooldown.
And you can't keep it up.
Nope. But
So
as a backup breaker, can't complain about that because that
Yeah.
also got a buff to 70%, which is comparable to the best breakers in the game. Some of them, anyways.
yeah, it's a little bit lower.
It's
but
a little bit lower. Well, like
Yeah,
Kryla's
yeah.
cooldown is 70%. It's not her highest break, but
Yeah.
70% is
His
pretty good.
his passive's good. I mean, there's no reason not to get any of the passives, just to makes him significantly more tanky, which is what he needs because he's kind of squishy compared to a lot of the other 7-star tanks we have.
Yeah, I think this makes him more. It makes him more comparable to it, especially with the robe equip, because that's
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 rainbow robe or something that can give him.
resistance as well, and he has
Right.
charm resistance.
Mhm.
Gotta love charm resistance. Because how often do you meet a boss that has both stop and charm resistance?
Usually, never. But
Yeah, very
It's so
uncommon.
nice to have.
No. I'm saying he has charm resistance, so you could replace him with like Mercenary Ramza. Even though Mercenary Ramza has a provoke, he could be your charm resistant tank if you don't have Leela or Lilith. That's what I meant to say.
Mhm.
So, thumbs up to that.
Yep.
But yeah, my favorite thing about this is, I mean, it's got to be the break resistance, but yeah, I will not complain about that at all.
Who would?
So, last but not least, I guess, is Balthier.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, is it true, Panda, that someone cheesed Gilgamesh with Balthier?
Yes, they did.
Well, I mean,
No.
you're not focusing on an element with with Gilgamesh, so it makes it a lot less annoying. Because his biggest fault is his best break or his best imperil is locked behind a random ability.
Right.
Which sucks.
Yep.
The thing about it is, you'd be going with a really long carry time on the carry for using Balthier, because when this person did it, it took him over 300 turns.
Wow.
So, yeah. So pretty much it requires a lot of RNG.
Yeah.
On the first turn,
Because you probably can't attack unless you're using the right element.
You have to have a 4L Sket with MP regen. Two chainers with hide skill. An attack buffer with a hide skill. And you pretty much have to hope that his rapid shot skill shoots out 8 times than anything else.
Yeah.
After that, you have to do specific abilities. Then he chains when the 7th and 8th shot goes, which is very, very, very complicated.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say that this guy's that good. I have a hard time with it because he's so RNG based that it makes it really difficult to like, oh yeah, let's just do this. I mean, he does break in the end with his trick shot boosted up. He does both fire and, or like, he does us 2 skills instead of just 1 before. So like, fire and light, fire and lightning, lightning and water and light. So you have 4 elements to choose from that he'll break 120%. So,
Right.
unless you're gonna go non-elemental, and then go for using trick shot, figuring out which break he does, and then adding that element to your weapon, you're really hoping and praying for something good.
Yeah, but at that point, it means you're running probably Ignis. That's the only unit you can run to
No.
imbue him.
Balthier can imperil himself.
Oh, he can imbue himself.
Yeah, he has skills that imbue himself. Let me double check that. Because it's been a while since I've looked at Balthier. Because he's, see these elemental shots. So you can add lightning for 5 turns, add water for 5 turns, light for 5 turns. And...
Okay, well then they're not that bad.
Yeah, because it is, his boost does give it for 4 turns. So you'll basically have the ability for 2 turns to do his best skills. But I still don't like it. You're still either going to rely on his LB, which is a 14 times modifier, 1 hit, or you're going to be focusing on his rapid shot. I don't... Or finishing blow. I guess it could be finishing blow too, which is a 10 times modifier, but I'm still not a fan. I don't like... He's too random. His rapid shot, you have between 1 and 6 or whatever it gets turned to, and...
A lot of the time, the units that have these random abilities, they're random in the fact, but the payoff's not as good. In here, it's more annoying than the payoff not being good, because the payoff is good, it's just you're not going to know what element you're going to have to use after you use the ability. And you get a 75% chance it's not going to be the element you want.
Yeah, he does have, like I said, he has the benefit of being able to imbue himself after using trick shot, but then the imbue stays on for 5 turns. So you're gonna have a couple turns of, I hope, I pray, this works.
You are taking a big chance.
Oh yeah, you're taking a huge risk. I don't like it very much, but at least it's a 50% chance of getting an element you want. Because since they added 2 elements to the trick shot, it's a 50-50 chance rather than a 25% chance. So, but still, I'm not a fan. I don't like random units. And that's it for the update for those. He does get true dual wield. Would you really use true dual wield on him though? I don't think I would.
Because you're using his TM. He doesn't have dual cast, remember?
Oh, he does have dual cast. But he's more of a finisher, isn't he? I guess not if you're using rapid shot.
Yeah, but again, you're missing out on extra, like, he can't dual cast, so it's going to hurt him. That's why you're going to get more damage out of him dual wielding.
Okay. He got an increase to evasion by 5%, so...
Whoa, man, that's so much. I can make a full evade...
Balthier.
Yeah, you'd kill his freaking damage, though, doing that.
Not if you were using, like, Rico's TM.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, where's yours, Awesome?
Oh, shut up. Damn it. You suck.
Anyways, besides that, what would you guys say about these enhancements this time?
They're pretty solid. They're not broken or anything, but they're pretty solid.
If you need a hybrid damage dealer that does AR chaining, I would definitely enhance Kunshera. I would look into Bosch if you don't already have a Lilith or two very extremely single versions. Actually, if you have only like for example, if you have White Knight Noel and like Seaguard, I would use Balthier to fit in between those in case you need to do both at the same time, or switch between them. So you can condense rolls. The only thing he has a problem with is he doesn't have a provoke with a mitigation on it.
Yep.
But I still think he's pretty good though. You can always have like an offside provoke like what's his face? I can't think of his name right now.
Which one?
I was thinking of the guy that we were talking about with Yuraisha.
Zargaboth?
Yeah, Zargaboth already has 40% evasion on him, so
Yep.
use him as a
he's
provoke.
broken, so Balthier's not broken.
Moving on ahead from
I was talking about Bosch, but yeah. Yes, the two new fun trials. Oh wait.
Scorn of Gilgamesh. Greg back again, boys.
So, Scorn of Gilgamesh is the first 7-star tuned trial we have. There's a lot of ways to do this fight. You can go in and basically, I guess, to return it with Sid, sort of.
Play it.
Yeah, but you need a really pimped out Sid. So don't go in thinking that you can bring a Sid that's not like decked out to the max and one-shot Gilgamesh. You need to have like STMRs on Sid for him to do that. So the way people are probably gonna beat it mainly right now is the slow way. And you have to keep track of the fact that you have to seal him. You have to do the element to seal his abilities like the first Gilgamesh between 180 and then between 60 and 40 and then 20 to 0. On the other threshold, which is his 80 to 60 and 40 to 20, you have to not hit him with those abilities, or he's gonna smack you with a stronger version of his retaliation attack.
So the most common way I've heard of doing this is by using the item trick, because he will get locked after the third item you use to attack him with, I think it was.
For one turn, yeah.
Yep. So what a lot of people will recommend is keep him above 80%, but try to get as close to 80% as you can. When you hit close to 80%, like 81, maybe 82%, throw the third item at him, and then hit him as hard as you possibly can, and try to get him down as far as you can, and then try to finish him off after that.
Yep, if you can't one-shot him, yeah.
Because he gets exponentially more difficult the further his HP goes down. So you want to try to
Well,
avoid.
the problem is going in there with being able to seal all the elements and then being able to hit him on the other thresholds where you can't hit him with the elements, or he'll smack you. And that's where the difficulty comes in. Basically the only safe element is ice.
Holy's not too bad either, because you can.
Well, the
provoke
holy
that
attack
one.
isn't that bad, and you can provoke it, and if you just put holy resistance on your tank, it's not going to do any damage. But again, he also is not. He's immune to non-elemental damage. So yeah, basically it's either ice or holy, and then take the pimp slap from the holy attack.
Yep, the ice is AoE though, so you got to cover that if you want to block it. You want to avoid dark, right? Yeah. You want to avoid dark damage.
Yep. Dark's okay in the first half of the fight, and then once he gets under 50, yeah.
Is that when it comes in? Okay.
I think so, or maybe it's when it's in the 40%. It's when his HP gets low. It's when he's like, "Oh, here I'm gonna do whatever it is, like Apocalypse or something."
Yep, Apocalypse. The thing you're gonna want to also remember is these stats right here. The blue numbers are not able to be broken. So when you do a 70% break or 50% break, it's only going to be taking off these numbers here on the left-hand side. So both his magic and attack can be broken, but oh shoot. But the numbers right here cannot be broken. So it will always have 550 plus whatever you did not break.
You break.
Right.
Mhm.
And you need to break him because he will pimp slap you if you don't.
Yeah. Very hard.
And it hurts. It hurts.
Yep. And annoying, even though it says all his abilities are hybrid, they're not. Because if you're using a physical tank, there are some abilities that you can't cover, and you will have to kind of tank with your team. Like, was it Genjibo or whatever?
Well, if you look at the list right here, there's abilities that are physical type, and then there's abilities that are magical type, and these are the ones that a magic cover would have to block.
Right.
If you were going to try to block them. But yeah,
Yep.
He's a fun battle. We'll have to make a full guide to this guy because he's got a lot of things he can do, but you just have to remember his thresholds get worse the further you go down, and he gets stronger the further you go down.
Yeah.
So
you kind of want to bring a finisher to do it, and that's why Sid's so good, because at the moment he's the best finisher. So.
Yep, just make sure that you give him an element. So either you have to have an imbuer, or you have to have a Sid with an element already on his skill. So if he has his STMR, that's a freaking sick ass Sid then.
I'm one off.
Haha. You should you'll see the fourth one.
I probably will.
I mean, an imbuer would work too, because the fact that RNA as TMR has 100% jump damage on it, so
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
yeah.
But that is Gilgamesh pretty much. There's a lot of ways you can do this fight. It's really comes down to you need
Seal them or not.
Right, you need a unit that's going to be able to seal a lot of attacks. Ideally, you want one unit to seal as many as you can. That's where it kind of gets hairy, because I mean, if you have there are a bunch of weapons that have 2 elements on them. If you want to, you want to use those.
But you only want to use those on characters that are more supporty, because when you get into rounds where you're only going to want to do one element, for example, between like 60 and 80%, you don't want to attack with them.
Yeah, so you're going to want to use a unit that you're not going to be terribly upset not being able to attack with.
Because if you use that, you will be hit twice with skills that are going to hurt you.
Yep. Or a mage type unit, like, you can, because a lot of people imbue like a Sid with water, and then use flood chainers to chain, and then have Sid finish that chain. So again, you can get your water damage in from a flood chainer. And you can use magic and the element of the weapon's not going to matter. And then you can just physical attack with your mage or whoever.
Yep, that is definitely a benefit to bringing mages for this battle.
But if you have Seabreeze Dark Fina's STMR,
Oh,
the ceiling part's easy mode.
yeah, but that's like the only weapon that gives a really decent thing for that.
I know,
It's
but
it's such a free
just letting people know. No.
Yeah.
It's so good.
There, if you have it. If you have it, you're lucky.
I don't even have a single sea breeze.
I
I
have two.
have one.
Well, we'll get back to Greg later when we can make a more comprehensive guide. So.
Soon, trademark. Moving on.
The other fight.
Soon.
The next fight is
Welter.
Warden Welter, the final 10-man.
I love its sprite.
Yeah, its sprite's really good.
I like
It's
both
so-
of their sprites. They're so good.
I like it because like how it is, and it's like having all the weapons from the 10-man trials on him.
Yeah, that's why it's got the clock on them. Because there's 12 trials and these are 12.
I get it. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Warden Welter's sprite is really nice, which I can give a pretty brief summary of him. In the first phase, which is pretty much up till 50%, at the end of his turn, he will be saying a specific quote. There are 3 specific quotes he can say. And that would be, Blaze burns away the flower, defense does not beget vengeance, and magic must be sealed away by magic. For the first one, you need to do fire damage, so for me, I'm going to be bringing in Hyo with Sephiroth with the fire weapon. For the defense, you guard everyone on that turn and just hope that you have cover on that turn.
Yep.
And then the magic, you're pretty much going to be dispelling him when he buffs himself, so that's going to be a brain easy part. The main part of this fight that's really annoying is this one skill called Your Loved Ones Will Leave You, which will do this ability called Snap. It cannot be evaded, and it's a 100 times modifier hit to one enemy, and it will wipe 3 people.
That's fine. That's not. I thought. For some reason, I thought it was like a snort, but it's not. Okay. That's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, but you just have to waste a turn having re-raise on everyone.
Right.
And if say like you're using a character that has a some modifier like stacking, and he gets killed, there goes his stacking, which is pretty rough.
Yep.
Which I tried to do. Oh god, don't get me started. Second form, I'm still currently making the guide for this fight with this one team I'm trying to go with. But it's a lot more simple than phase 1 because you don't have to do anything that he says to do. Besides that, he has some abilities called the Border of Light and Dark, which is a light and dark attack, and will also do an ability called Invitation to Ruin, which will charm your unit. So if you have like Ramza, boom, ignored.
Oh man, I wouldn't want physical with this one though, because he can add dark element to you, and which he absorbs, of course.
It's really not an issue. It really isn't.
I hate dispelling myself though; it's a pain in the butt.
Actually, it is a little bit better to go with magic because his stats is lower on the spirit side.
wasn't the first one a little bit better on the spirit side? No, they're about yeah.
They're the same.
Yeah.
But besides that, he will also do from I believe it was Nun Key, where the water comes out of the book and does water damage. For this fight, you will need pretty much 30% resistance to water, light, and dark, minimum. And so, like, you're bringing like normal Nicole, boom, you do the water and light and dark resistances, and you're set for those like abilities. Besides that, you can have an evade tank, cover, boom, and you're pretty much just doing the waiting game with him. Is how I'd say this. At the end of this is really not that hard of a fight. It's just trying to get the team for it and your resistances.
So can you cover his abilities or no?
Which ones?
The magic ones, like for example, the light magic or the water magic or the light and dark hybrid, or are they kind of all? You just have to.
Again, what you would mainly do is, I haven't tested it really for those, but I don't think you can cover the hybrid one.
Okay, well I was just asking because if you can cover most of them, you only have to get one unit that has really good
Trust
resistance
me.
in that case.
That hybrid attack will kill you.
Well, but what I'm trying to say is you only need to focus on 2 if you're doing that though, unless you have to worry about the physical
Once again,
damage.
you have to also worry about the physical, the light, the dark, and the water.
Okay, what I was saying is if you have a magic cover tank, the magic cover tank needs the light, the water, and the fire.
But you wouldn't really want to risk your team dying just to take 1 mil hit.
Okay,
He does more physical than magical.
okay. I didn't know that.
So, I'd recommend taking physical tanks.
Or magical.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Just make sure if they're evade, they make this so much easier. Just be prepared for snap. Make sure you have your resistances up, and you make sure you break them. That's pretty much all you have to do. Yeah, besides that, that's Numkey, or the Warden Welter. His reward for the trial is the Grand Star, which, oh boy, it's a accessory with 25 attack, defense, magic, and spirit, and it comes with 3 abilities, which gives 20% killers to beast, birds, aquatic, insect, and plants.
I think it's all, isn't it?
Well, yes, I'm saying which ones. Human, mechanical, stone, and last but not least, demon, dragon, and fairies, and undead, which is everything. It is a really nice reward.
It's really nice for units that have multiple,
Pillars.
yeah.
But yeah, besides that, just make sure you get this done. It's not going anywhere, but it's something really nice to have. Guide will be up as soon as it can get this out. Besides that, that's pretty much all the content we've gotten for this week.
Do mention we have a rerun,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that is true.
which has the best katana in the game. No, just messing. It's extremely useful though. Kiyomori, get it. It's got 10% evasion.
Yep.
Highest evasion weapon in the game.
Which is really nice. You do not want to miss this out, especially
Yep.
if you're new. Oh my god.
Even if you're a veteran, if you don't have Kiyomori, which sucks,
You
you
should
can't
have
get
it.
a second one. You should get it.
Hence, I said it especially for new players.
Yep, I wish I could get a second one. It'd be nice.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know what it is with normal King mods. Get the tickets, get the Moogles, get the good weapon that you really want or need.
Get the
which
cheap
there's-
mats if you need it.
Yep.
And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, just take into consideration that the rate on the Mod King currency is kind of crappy still. We haven't gotten past that yet.
Yeah, soon trademark.
Well, the
So-
benefit is now we get 7-star Orlando. So if you have Orlando friends or have friends with Orlando 7-star, ask them to put it up if you can.
Mm-hmm.
I only have a 6-star. Sad
I have
panda.
7-star Orlando. But I have one Maxwell or whatever, or Lawrence, whatever, and one Soleil and one 7-star Orlando.
You mean Godland, dude?
Yeah, he's not Godland anymore. Oh, also, apparently, the Xenogears was leaked.
Which I can confirm.
Yeah. So,
Or
Xenogears is probably coming this week.
it
or next
is.
week.
It is. I checked it also on the Google Play. And it's there. It says starting in 7 days, Xenogears is coming. So
Soon.
soon.
Which, if you're looking for units in the Xenogear banner, the favorite of the units is Ellie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ellie. I'm gonna be going for Ellie, Faye, or actually, pretty much, I'm gonna go for all of them.
I'm not gonna.
I love each one of their sprites.
I have no Lapis. Sad panda, but
I'm just gonna use tickets and get basically trust coin fodder if I get lucky and pull one.
yeah, that's the one
Yeah.
thing that JP got with these units that we didn't. They had a raid going while these units were up, so they were able to get a bunch of these units. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't really need
Well,
any of
what-
their TMRs anyways. So
Yeah, we'll probably get a raid, but again, like
for this
Global's
banner,
had
yeah.
Sophia, and Sophia's arguably better than Ellie.
You never know if there's gonna be global enhancements.
We have Cloud. This kind so Faye's not as great. Same thing for Bart. I mean,
And
we've
he's
got a
still
lot of
stuck without a
breakers.
good true double hand fist either, so that kind of hurts
Yeah.
Until
Faye.
a guy on Kai.
Aigian Kai, yeah.
Yeah, that's a while for us, So
It looks
that
awful.
trial-
I've seen some videos. Oh my god,
that trial is
that
really
looks rough.
scary. It's scary.
Is it as scary as Ashura?
Ashura is manageable.
I actually didn't watch the Ashura stuff. Cause
Ashura, it can be really simple when you break down on what you have to do. You pretty much just have to seal certain elements that Ashura says. It's pretty
Oh.
much Greg in a nutshell.
I thought she had more kill. Like, I'm gonna kill you. You're dead.
Yeah, that's called the skill. Kill. It's just piercing death resist.
Yeah, but yeah, you can't death resistant. That's what I meant to be. I thought she was harder than that. Anyways,
That is all for this week, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked this podcast, we also have more in the playlists. All of our most of the time weekly episodes. We also have some other cool battles, some other event stuff that we've done. We're gonna be pumping out the Greg Kai and Welter guide this week or next week. Join the Discord down below in the description. We're all on there. We have some other server events going on. We have our FB chat, many people on there, and also our voice chat. Anything else you guys want to say?
I think that's good.
I'm good.
Alright then, we'll be seeing you guys next week.
Have a great week.